owner of a...
1966 Corvette Stingray.
And this is a very, very special Stingray, I've heard. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Well, it's a lot of fun to drive. It's has a 327, 350 horse 4-speed. The significance, I guess, is the fact that it was purchased brand new by a guy that wrote songs about surfing and stingrays, and
seems like the perfect car for it.
And of course girls too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was purchased brand new on July 15, 1966 by Brian Wilson, the founder of the Beach Boys.
So with it being, as old as it is, what's it like when you bring it to? You just came from a car showing. What do people say? What do they think? How do they react when they see this iconic vehicle here?
Well, usually they walk up to it, and then I'll have like a picture of Brian Wilson next to the car when he first bought it back in 1966, and a little blurb that says that he bought it brand new. And then it usually won't hit the people right away, and then they'll step back and they'll turn around and walk back and look at it again, and then they'll look at me if I'm standing there and say, "The Beach Boy Brian Wilson? That he bought that car?" And then they usually will say, "No expletive." That's usually what they say. Starts with an S and ends with a T. That's usually what they say.
I mean, now it's a little different now with his recent passing. I guess what were your thoughts when you heard about that the first time?
Well, I had just finished lunch with my friend Rich Tenbarge in Caledonia, Michigan, and I turned on Sirius Radio, and I heard Pat, the disc jockey, talking about how what a sad day it was. And then he said something about we're going to play a lot of Beach Boys, and it hit me right away. I thought, I bet Brian Wilson passed away. And I was really sad. He was a gift to us all. An incredible composer, a genius when it came to writing music, and pretty good with the lyrics too, although he had a lot of help with the lyrics. I kind of felt like I need to get this car out more and share it with folks that appreciated Brian Wilson, I guess. And I took it to a big show today in Westphalia, Michigan, and got to share it with a lot of people. And
did you find that people are more attentive to this vehicle with Brian's recent passing?
Yes, yeah. A lot of them talk about, they want to know how long I've had it and how it came to Michigan. Why would it be in Michigan and not in Southern California yet? And they seem to talk about what it could possibly be worth, and I try to change the subject and talk about how what happened when I found out about it back in the 80s and ended up buying it in 1993. And, I just really enjoy sharing it with people and telling the story, I guess.
And obviously, this question is, I'm begging the question here, but the future of your ownership of this vehicle, what does it look like?
Well, I've owned it 32 years, and obviously I'm a lot older than when I bought it, but I really enjoy driving it, and I enjoy letting people sit in it, taking pictures, and at this point I don't intend to sell it in the immediate future. Of course, everything ends up being for sale, and I can't keep it forever, obviously. So my plan right now is to drive it a little more, and I'm a car collector, so I enjoy the history of each car, and it's just fun to look at other people's cars and meet them and share this story and listen to their story about their car. And for the time being, that's what I plan to do with it, I guess. If the family wants to use it or something like that, if his family wants to use it, maybe we could do something like that, or bring it to some big shows and let people see it.
Absolutely.
He bought this car 3 days after the group released the song God Only Knows. And 3 days before they released Wouldn't It Be Nice. And he bought it the summer that he was working on Good Vibrations and the Pet Sounds album, which are that's some significant music. Paul McCartney called God Only Knows the greatest pop song ever written. So he's a Brian Wilson fan, and like so many of us are, I guess. But I actually went to Brian Wilson's residence in Beverly Hills in 1993. He didn't live there anymore. It was up in the Hollywood Hills behind the Beverly Wilshire Hotel. I knocked on the door, and the current owner came to the door and asked me what I wanted, and I just said, "Is this the house that Brian Wilson used to live in?" And he said, "Yeah." And his wife looked at him and said, "You never told me that." So anyway, I took some pictures, and they kind of looked at me like, "Well, anything else? Time for you to go," So anyway, there's been a lot of interesting stories. On a serious note, I got diagnosed with cancer 5 years ago. This car was sitting in my building for about 30 years, and when that happened, I decided, I had a friend of mine named Joshua Kreitz that came with his dad, Ron Kreitz, and they loaded up the car, they took it back to Camden, Michigan, they went through everything, cleaned the motor, went through the brakes, went through the radiator, put a new gas tank in it, just a lot of things that made it enjoyable to drive. And fortunately I got better, and I'm here today, and so it's a blessing to be able to take it for a drive and share it with folks.